If you rely on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI to make ends meet, today's update could be one of the most important you hear all year. Over the past few days, millions of seniors and disabled Americans have been watching January closely, and for good reason. New payment timelines, internal notices, and benefit adjustments have all converged around one key date that's now getting nationwide attention: January 22nd. According to the latest confirmations circulating across benefit offices and payment processors, a $2,000 stimulus-style payment is being linked to Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients, and it's raising urgent questions about who qualifies, how it's delivered, and whether you need to take action to avoid missing it. For seniors living on fixed incomes, even small delays or misunderstandings can mean missed rent, unpaid medical bills, or empty refrigerators. That's why clarity matters. This update is not about rumors from social media or recycled headlines. It's about understanding how these payments connect to your existing benefits, whether they arrive as a separate deposit or alongside your regular check, and what specific factors like income limits, benefit type, and payment method could affect your eligibility. Many people assume that if they received past stimulus payments, they'll automatically get this one too, but that assumption could cost you. In this video, we break down exactly what's been confirmed, what January 22nd really means for Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients, and the key details seniors must know right now to stay protected and prepared. Stay with us until the end, because one overlooked detail could make all the difference. And before you continue, tap the like button to help more seniors get this critical information in time. Let's slow this down and walk through everything carefully, because when it comes to money tied to Social Security, SSI, and SSDI, confusion spreads faster than facts. Over the years, seniors have seen headlines promise relief, only to deliver disappointment, delays, or complicated fine print. That's why this conversation matters. Not to create panic, not to create false hope, but to make sure you understand exactly what is happening, what is realistic, and what steps you should be taking right now to protect your income. January is always a sensitive month for millions of retirees and disabled Americans. Costs reset, rent goes up, insurance premiums adjust, heating bills spike, and for many households, there is very little room for error. When news starts circulating about a possible $2,000 payment connected to Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, it immediately grabs attention because that amount represents more than just extra money. For many people, it represents breathing room. It represents catching up. It represents security, even if only temporary. What's important to understand first is how these kinds of payments usually work. In the past, stimulus payments were not treated the same way as regular Social Security benefits. They were created through special legislation, processed through separate payment systems, and often followed different eligibility rules. Some people received them automatically. Others had delays. Some had to file additional paperwork. And some, unfortunately, never received what they were entitled to simply because they didn't know they had to take action. That history is why January 22nd has people paying close attention. When a specific date starts circulating, it usually means payment systems are being discussed, tested, or referenced internally. But a date alone does not guarantee that every viewer will receive money on that exact day. For some, it could mean deposits begin that week. For others, it could mean checks are processed shortly after. And for some, it may mean no payment at all if eligibility rules are not met. This is where urgency comes in. Not urgency to panic, but urgency to be informed. Seniors are often targeted by misleading headlines that use words like confirmed or approved without explaining what that confirmation actually refers to. Sometimes it means a proposal has advanced. Sometimes it means funds have been allocated for a specific group. Sometimes it simply means payment systems are preparing for multiple scenarios. Understanding the difference protects you from false expectations and financial mistakes. Let's talk about eligibility, because this is where most confusion happens. Social Security retirement benefits, SSI and SSDI, are not the same programs, even though they are often mentioned together. Each has its own income limits, asset rules, and payment structures. In past stimulus programs, SSI recipients were initially excluded, then added later. SSDI recipients often receive payments automatically, but sometimes weeks after others. Seniors who also receive pensions or have part-time income sometimes assumed they were disqualified when they were not. That's why one of the most important things you can do right now is review your benefit status, not just the amount you receive, but how you receive it. Direct deposit versus paper check has made a difference in every past payment cycle. People with outdated banking information experience delays. People who moved and did not update their address experienced returned checks. These are simple issues, but they cause serious stress when money is tight. Another critical issue is timing. Even if funds are released around January 22nd, that does not mean everyone will see money that day. Payment systems operate in waves. Banks process deposits at different speeds. Holidays and weekends can cause delays. If you see others online claiming they received money while you did not, that does not automatically mean you were excluded. It may simply mean your payment is still processing. Now let's address something equally important: scams. Whenever talk of stimulus payments resurfaces, scammers follow immediately. Seniors are targeted through phone calls, emails, and text messages, claiming you must verify your information to receive money. This is one of the biggest red flags. Legitimate payments tied to Social Security or federal relief do not require you to pay a fee. Share your full Social Security number over the phone or click unknown links. Anyone asking for that information is not helping you. They are trying to take from you. This is why staying informed through reliable explanations matters more than ever. Not viral posts, not sensational thumbnails. Real explanations that walk you through what is likely, what is possible, and what is not. A $2,000 payment is a significant amount, and if it does happen, it will come with clear rules. Those rules determine who receives it, how it's delivered, and how it affects other benefits. One of the biggest questions seniors always ask is whether a stimulus-style payment affects monthly benefits. Historically, stimulus payments did not count as income for Social Security or SSI purposes, and they did not reduce monthly checks. However, holding on to those funds for too long sometimes affected asset limits for SSI recipients. That detail alone caused stress for thousands of people who were afraid to spend money they desperately needed. Understanding these details ahead of time prevents unnecessary fear. Let's also talk about expectations. Many seniors hear $2,000 and immediately plan how it will be spent. That's human. But it's important to avoid making financial commitments based on money that has not yet reached your account. Do not promise payments to creditors. Do not take out short-term loans assuming repayment is guaranteed. Hope is powerful, but preparation is smarter. If payments do move forward, the smartest approach is to treat them as temporary relief, not permanent income. Catch up on essentials first, secure housing, cover utilities, address medical needs. Then, if possible, set aside a small buffer. Even a few $100s can make the next unexpected expense less frightening. For those watching who are caregivers or family members of seniors, your role matters too. Many older adults struggle to track online updates or distinguish real information from misleading content. Sitting down together, reviewing bank statements, and discussing what to expect can reduce anxiety and prevent costly mistakes. Sometimes reassurance is just as valuable as money. Another point that often gets overlooked is taxes. While past stimulus payments were not taxable income, Confusion around reporting caused unnecessary stress during tax season. Keeping records, saving bank statements, and noting deposit descriptions helps later. Organization is a form of protection. Now let's talk honestly about why this moment feels different to so many people. Inflation has not eased the way many hoped. Groceries remain expensive. Prescription costs continue to rise. Rent increases hit retirees especially hard because income does not adjust as quickly. When relief is discussed, it's not about luxury. It's about stability. It's about dignity. That's why conversations like this must stay grounded. No exaggeration, no fear tactics, just clear explanations that empower you to make informed decisions. Whether a payment arrives on January 22nd, later in the month, or not at all, what matters is that you understand how to respond. If you receive money, know how to use it wisely. If you don't, know what steps to take next and where to look for official updates. Silence and confusion are what hurt people the most, not bad news itself. As this situation develops, stay alert but calm. Check your bank account regularly, but don't obsessively refresh it every hour. Watch for official notices. Talk to trusted sources. And most importantly, do not let anyone pressure you into giving away your personal information. This channel exists for one reason: to help seniors and those who depend on these benefits feel informed instead of overwhelmed. You've worked your entire life. You deserve clarity, respect, and straight answers. If this explanation helped you feel more prepared, more grounded, or simply less anxious, make sure you support this video. When you tap the like button, you help push this information to more seniors who may be confused, worried, or misled right now. And that one small action can make a real difference in someone else's peace of mind.